Magic before, which is an unplugged, and I'm very, very happy to welcome an old friend of mine who I haven't seen for absolutely years. We have a hidden connection which I don't even think this man knows about. Robin Auld, welcome to Magic828.
Nice to be here.
You know what?
Thank you.
You know what the hidden connection is?
It's not Andy Darlington, is it?
Well, yeah, but we don't talk about him. We try. we try and keep Andy quiet. No, it's even further back than that. Even further. How did you get to South Africa?
On the Edinburgh Castle.
On the Edinburgh Castle, yeah. That's the connection, the Edinburgh Castle, yeah. You know, you can see that, you know, the audience in the studio can see the age of Robin and myself, so you obviously realise that Robin came on the inaugural cruise of the Edinburgh Castle, and I came on the one that was the final cruise. Yeah.
That was the way to travel. 2 weeks. It's great.
I got blisters all over my stomach from crossing the line ceremony, a total Royneck. But you are not a Royneck nowadays, you're a Sauti, aren't you?
I'm a practicing Sauti, an aspirant Sauti, yes.
Because, you know, I was saying to you off air that it's wonderful that we're Facebook friends as well. Technology is great because you're one of the very few people that actually updates your gigs and your Facebook page and social media on a regular basis, because whenever we play any of your music, I can always hop on there, see where you're doing. But I see a lot of your gigs are in the UK.
Yes, well, I've been backwards and forwards from the UK and here as part of my soap peel training. And I've been doing it for years now. So I try and work it out so I get time both sides. Although the pound's not being very helpful at the moment.
I was going. Well, yeah, I always, you know, I don't know if you listen to Magic that regularly, but every time I find you're in the UK, I say, oh, he's topping up his bank account with a few pounds sterling again.
Yeah, no, I enjoy playing there, and I've got a little circuit that I do, sort of from the north and London, Essex, Yorkshire. Down Devon, I play down there as well. So I've got a little do a whip round, you know, once or twice a year. And
what kind of gig do you do for a UK audience? Because obviously you can stroll in anywhere here in South Africa. Everyone who knows Robin Auld.
Well, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, you know. Until I play all of them and they go, oh yeah, that.
Oh, that.
Yeah. But I actually find, well, the 80s stuff is not doesn't have that much resonance in the UK because they don't have the nostalgia thing for it.
Yeah.
So I tend to play a lot more of the kind of roots blues stuff from the last 15 years, and that it goes over very well. They like the South African element of what I do, mixing it with kind of blues and folk and country and so forth, and then they actually get the South African element quite well. And they like it.
There's a big surfing fraternity there as well, isn't there, in the UK?
Yeah,
now?
Down in Cornwall and Devon.
Do you gig there at all?
I play every now and again. I've got a mate who actually is an ex-Durbanite who runs the Gold Coast Festival, Croyd, once a year. So it's a biggie. And he books me every now and again when I go down there, and that's great fun. There's
also a big expat community in the UK, so you're not a stranger to a lot of the population.
Yeah, although I tend to find like that sort of died away quite a lot, particularly in London. I find when I go up north, I tend to just play to British people, and they think about you as that South African bloke, you know. And when you come around, they're very supportive.
Yeah. I was delving into your past on YouTube yesterday. And it was amazing to actually see, because I've always known you from like the 5FM days and everything with an acoustic, and I'd forgotten about the electric guitars, the Three Arts Theatre.
Yeah.
Wow, the Quibell brothers.
Yes.
Did you ever get paid, by the way?
Well, let's leave that right there, Brian. Don't get me started.
There was actually a quote that I'll get to later. No, we'll get to that later. I'll tell you what, let's have a bit of music. What are you going to offer us this afternoon?
Well, I thought maybe I'd start with All of Woman,
yeah,
because I've been playing it quite a lot recently, and I've got an acoustic version of it.
Do you do it in every gig?
You know, you sort of fight against it and you kick against it for a bit. Just like I do Baby Been Good as well, which is I do it in a reggae style. But then you figure, you know, are you going to go see Frank Sinatra? He doesn't play my way, you know.
Yeah.
You got to do him. I saw Van Morrison. He plays Brown Eyed Girl very grumpily. Yeah. You know, but he plays it. So.
Okay, so let's hear it. Robin Auld on Magic828.
Big moon, fill up the sky. I need light to see by your face. I know so well your touch, I can always tell. So many people looking, and so many turn away. Maybe they hope for something better, yeah. But with you I stay, yeah. You were all a woman. To me, there is something of you in every girl I see. You were all a woman to me. I know I've made you sad, I admit that I've been bad, but I'm gonna take some time to claim what I know's mine. I know I've taken chances, get something else from someone new. It always turns out an illusion, yeah, and I can get it from you. You were all a woman. To me, there is something of you in every girl I see. You were all a woman to me. So many people looking, they find and still they turn away. Maybe they hope for something better, yeah. But with you I stay, yeah. You were all a woman. To me, there is something of you in every girl I see. You were all a woman to me. You were all a woman to me. There is something of you in every girl I see. You were all a woman to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were all a woman to me. There is something of you in every girl I see. You were all a woman to me.
Wow, I've played that a million times, Robin, but I've got to tell you, there's nothing like live. There is nothing like live. Thank you. Absolutely outstanding, really. You were talking earlier on, we were saying about, joking about the Kwai Bell brothers, and we were saying, I said to you, I read something on one of your biogs about, it's a direct quote, and you said, despite having an album with 5 singles on it, my erstwhile label managed a total of 600 sales.
Yes.
600 sales. I mean, you even go on to say acts with one hit were managing to sell 10 to 60,000 or so.
Yes. Well, it's kind of a mystery, and I bump into people still all the time who go, "Yeah, we knew that song, but we didn't know it was a local O, so we didn't buy it." You know.
Was it marketed overseas?
It was no. It was just released for SA. And as that album, Ocean Motion, did have about 4 or 5 hits on it, that were played on 5 and Capital and all over the place.
It was number 1 on 5, wasn't it? That
yes,
one?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I remember saying, "Let's make that one number 1." Let's make.
Well, it's still. I mean, it's people know the song, so even if it didn't do a hell of a lot of business back in the day, I probably wouldn't have seen much of it. Likewise, we'll leave that one right there.
1985,
yeah.
1985, yeah. August, actually, according to this. And another interesting thing, talking about hits, Baby You've Been Good to Me, which I didn't realise, a dance mix? There was a dance mix?
Well, there was a dance. It was terrible because you had to play to click tracks, and the reason we were told that you had to play to click track was because they're going to do a dance remix because it had just come in. So it was the days of Depeche Mode and all that. So
I know Johnny did a dance 12-inch mix of Crew Crazy Beautiful World when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We felt it was something that we felt we had to do. And there was a remix of All of Woman, actually, like a super long version, which people still have, you know.
You don't seem to starve for gigs. You know, looking at your website, you're constantly busy.
Yeah, well, I have to travel a lot. I mean, we go up to Joburg and KZN. We've just done it to like with Wendy with Auld.
Yeah, I like that, by the way. That's very clever. Who came out? It's Auld and Field. Wendy Oldfield.
Well, that's Wendy's.
Is it Wendy's?
Yeah.
She's a brilliant girl.
Yeah, she's a bright spark.
She is. That's what living in Neisner does for you. She's still there, isn't she?
Yes, yeah.
Tell me, talking about people, Leslie Ray Dowling. You heard anything from Leslie lately?
Not for ages. I bumped into her on a trip down. I was surfing at Marshall Bay. I was stop off at Marshall Bay and surf outer pool. Yeah. And I bumped into Leslie there. I was doing a gig. And this is going back a few years, but I think she's very much just retired.
She's out at Stellenbosch, though, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she's... where is she now?
I think it's up there, Becker, Stellenbosch. Her husband Henry's got a wine farm. And
they're still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I spent a very long coffee break there. Started first thing in the morning and ended when it was very, very dark late at night. We went for coffee, and then I still remember the neighbours came across, and they were from Siemensik Estate. And we were laughing and joking, and they brought some wine with them for the braai, which was moved on to lunchtime by then. And I said, we used to buy Siemensik. And he said, oh, really? I said, yeah, 50 cents a bottle.
Yeah. No takers.
No, you wouldn't get it anymore. You wouldn't get it anymore. All right, so now I know you've got is it a new record label, or how old is your record label?
Well, my optimistically named Free Lunch Productions has been going since...
Free Lunch Productions?
Yes.
Okay, that's good for the lunchbox.
Yes.
Free Lunch Productions. And is it just yours, or do you take other artists on board?
Well, I've now sort of started a little... I call it a publishing company, but it's doing some label activities as well, called Shoreline Songs. And it's just sort of really for Western Cape artists who own their own masters and have been going for a long time and have built stuff up, trying to facilitate digital distribution and so on, and just working the catalogue. So it's very small. It's just a little baby thing. But I've got some very good artists on it. Tony Cox, Nick Turner, the Sunshines. I'm also looking at like Tim Parr, acts that have been around for a long time and have got great albums that didn't really get out there properly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever get a copy of Elementals, Come On Down and See Yourself, that's not the live version, please let us have it. We can't find a copy anywhere, looking all over it. So you said you're going to do a new one for us now, one of your new ones. Yes,
it's written about the shark situation at Muizenberg, which we hadn't had any attacks since they started the Shark Spotter program, which has been great. But the one problem being that they clock off at 5:30. So this is about sitting out the back at Muizenberg around about 5:45.
Is this the oak that sits up on Boys Drive?
Yes.
Yeah. Which has become a major tourist attraction now as well. Yeah.
It's called Back of the Lines, the title track of my latest album. Light is fading along the shore. I want one sweet spoonful more. I'm not ready for that one last dance. I give her one on the nose if I get on the chance. But if she takes me, then she takes me. If she takes me, then I'm going home. And if she wants me, I guess that she'll have me. All I ask is that you swallow me whole, swallow me whole. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Sometime the reaper come in a white coat. Sometime he come like a bird from the sky. Sometimes she come like a fish out of water. Seems like everybody's wanting to fly. But if it's my time, then it's the right time. I can cry, I never got to roam, no. And if song rolls on in my mind, then I'll be whistling as I on the way home, whistle all the way home. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Well, there's not a whole lot in offer, just an old bag of bones who's already had much to suffer. I would hope that she would leave me alone, but if she takes me, oh then she takes me. If when she takes me, then I'm going home. And if that song rolls on in my mind, then I'll be whistling as I on the way home, whistle all the way home. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Hey! Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Back of the line, am I out of time? Back of the line, shadow on my mind. Shadow on my mind. Shadow on my mind.
You're listening to Magic Live, Magic828AM in the studio, an unplugged session with Robin Auld. One more song to come before we get to that song, though. Robin, I'm surprised. I mean, there were no Harry Belafonte influences in that song at all. Absolutely.
I'm not so sure.
Your bio was it a bit calypso? Do you think, guys? Bit calypso? It's one of his biggest influences as a child. Harry Belafonte, and who was the Scottish one you said? Kenneth McKellar.
Kenneth McKellar. There's no influence. There's nothing left of Kenneth in my music.
Tell me about. I mean, I read that. I started chuckling. Your parents a big influence on your musical history.
Yeah. Well, they moved out. My old man was in the crowd service in the then Northern Rhodesia. And Harry Belafonte had just come out, and there was a lot of that kind of late or rather early 60s pop that was happening, Petula Clark and so on. So I mean, but Harry Belafonte was huge at the time, and I always thought that later on, I mean, we listened to those albums a lot, and I still listen to it, and it's got I guess a kind of a warm blood feeling to it, which is something that people that are born in the Southern Hemisphere tend to have. It's not quite that Anglo-Saxon four on the floor square. It's got a slightly warm-blooded thing to it, and I find that in all southern musics.
I like the fact that you appreciated Peter, Paul, and Mary. I'm not so sure about Herman's Hermits.
Come on, no milk today. It's a cracker.
Do you ever play any random stuff at your gigs like that? Any weird stuff?
Yeah, I've actually been covering a Bee Gees song lately.
Yeah.
It's a really sad, one of their tragic pop ones, which I love, the old Bee Gees stuff before they went disco.
Well, like New York mining disaster.
All that kind of stuff. And I cover Holiday.
Yeah.
And
right.
so, yes,
Okay.
I enjoy that. And to do that in that kind of a calypso style. Yeah.
And I noticed that there was a what was it? There was a video Cape to Cuba, and you mentioned Tim earlier on, Tim Parr, and you did. I think it might have been All of Woman that you did, and he has a little which he loves to do is guitar break on there with his electronic.
Yes.
It was a lovely little kind of interlude, different.
Well, I play with Tim a lot, and we see a lot of each other. So he'll sit on my gigs, and I'll sit on his. He's still going strong, very strong. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into the final song this afternoon. Do we have to even guess what it's going to be? What do you think it might be, guys? What do you think it might be, eh? The final song? Are you all right? You need water? You okay?
I've got a bit of a frog in my throat, so I haven't sung for about 2 weeks, and it's like opening a box, and there it was.
I thought you were doing a gig last night, actually. All right, I'll tell you what. If anyone wants to actually get a hold of Robin and find out more about him, you must have a look at his website. It is robinauld.co.za. As I say, he keeps it very up to date, tells you what gigs are going on. You've got a couple coming up. You've got one coming up tomorrow, haven't you?
Yes.
The Bay School. In fact, I got handed the flyer. Well, driving home the other evening, my very nice lady, the Bay Primary School concert in the park. It's Robin Auld, Riptide, Cross Current, and do you want to do this one? Isi Vungu Vungu Vungu. Isi Vungu Vungu Vungu.
30-piece marimba band.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They're not going to need to be mic'd up, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's at Lower 10th Avenue in Fishhook between 5 and 9. I take it it's all in aid of the school.
Of the Bay Primary as a fundraiser.
Bay Primary, because you have you live in Coldplay, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Our youngest goes there.
So yeah, and you're also a dad now, aren't you?
Long time.
Yeah.
I've got a good spread.
How old are the kids?
27,
Ooh.
23, 21, and 10.
Wow. It goes back before DSTV days. Wow.
Yes, clearly.
You need to get Netflix now. Okay, the 10-year-old. Wow, okay. Yeah, well, I've got a 19-year-old now, so yeah. So, all right, so we're going to round it up, and we're going to round it up with that big one, aren't you? Are we going to do the dance mix or just the normal one?
I think I'm going to do it Calypso style.
Oh,
just
okay. All right. Okay. I asked for that, didn't I? Okay. Robin Auld. He's been good.
When I think of all the things I could have done, loving you has stopped them all but one. Now I'm old and wondering if it's true. Doing that just can't be bad for you. Baby, you've been good to me. There is still so much that we can see. Doesn't matter if we're looking through a cloud. Maybe it's not so bad, even though it drives me mad. When I can't have you, I'm so sad. Sometimes I wonder when I'm feeling down, maybe I'm the one who is the clown. I don't know why my friends all laugh at me. They're the ones who drinking all that whiskey. Say, baby, you've been good to me. There's so much that we can see. It doesn't matter if we're looking through a cloud. Maybe it's not so bad, even though it drives me mad. When I can't have you, I'm so sad. Oh, baby, you've been good to me. There is still so much we can see. Doesn't matter if we're looking through a cloud. Oh, maybe it's not so bad, even though it drives me mad. When I can't have you, I'm so sad. Ooh.
Excellent. What a start. Robin, anyone wants to get a hold of your new album, where can they do that?
Well, on all the usual suspects online, iTunes and so forth. Pirate Bay, whatever you fancy.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Ooh, a musician saying that. Ooh, Robin.
No, actually, most of my fans are very honest people. This is what
they
I
do
like
pay.
Yeah, they do pay. They like me around. So, but for hard copy, through my site, I sell a mail order through the site.
Yeah.
And hopefully next year with Shoreline, I'm going to be starting to get some retail distribution for kind of roots music in the Western Cape. So hopefully it'll be in the shops a bit more.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, enjoy tomorrow at the Bay School fundraiser. I see you've got, Sandy's Bistro is sold out. Where's Sandy's Bistro, by the way?
It's in the middle of Fishhook Valley. It's in Valleyland, yes.
Okay. And the 2nd of December, you're at the False Bay Yacht Club, I see, as well.
Yes.
Doing a gig there. Tickets still available. Where do they get tickets for that?
I'll have to put that up online. I'm not sure whether it's an open event or not, but I'll get that up online.
Just go to robinauld.co.za. Great website, and I'm glad you keep it up to date because it helps us a lot. Robin, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks
in.
very much.
Thank you.
Coast to coast.
Welcome.
Non-stop hits.
Come and get it.
All day.
The one, the only.
Magic 828.